what are the components from, let's say, making the business or the product AI ready. So just wanted to understand, because a lot of people in our community is also, let's say, senior folks out there. So you as a product leader of such a large platform, how do you build those roadmaps, whether it is quarterly, monthly, or annual? And then how do you get that balance of gut driven, data driven, and then sort of making the product future ready, which maybe nobody is asking for?
Yes, so I think a couple of things. Basically, my guidance, and this is what we strive to achieve for our teams, is that the whole roadmap is divided into three key sections. One is the core, and we always optimize the roadmap on impact.
Okay.
Everything is either a user facing metric impact or a user impact. The core is our BAU stuff, where we are actually looking at, hey, what are the metric to optimize for? What is the user problem to solve? And we are prioritizing it. These are our day in, day out. Then this is around 60-70% of our roadmap. Another 20 odd percent of our roadmap is on strategic bets. These are sort of medium term bets which we know that has a very clear win. We know that we would have tested out things in the past, and it is a clear win, and it's a strategic direction that we are taking, say for example MaxView, which we discussed. And the third is Moonshots, where it's around 10-15% of our bandwidth every quarter, every year, where we are trying out crazy things. These are mostly gut based calls, but the overall product development, the product sort of launch and development processes, that for these gut based calls will be very, very scrappy, may not sort of ship up the most optimal experience, but will ship up a scrappy experience to see if there is a sign of life in our hypothesis.
So
We'll collect that learning, and then these will either move to BAU or to the strategic bets as a section. So this is how we tend to sort of optimize for our roadmaps in order to deliver. And what I think one of the two key rules I follow: focus on the impact and prioritize ruthlessly in terms of what we are doing overall, which leads to like people innovating in the 10-15% and the 20% sort of buckets, and we being able to meet our targets and doing, we are not like sort of just innovating and losing the track of what's happening today in the business through the remaining core buckets.
And what is the frequency at which, let's say, a product at the scale of JioHotstar would sort of get to build that roadmap? Because things change very, very quickly in the market. So, how do you define that? Let's say this is the charter and this is what we are going to stick to?
So basically, we have a year long view,
Okay.
but we revisit that year long view at least quarterly, if not twice a quarter.
Understood. Understood. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So, like, next 1 or 2 quarters is very clear. We revisit it, while, say, 2 quarters, beyond 2 quarters, it's slightly hazy. That is how we look at it, because, yeah, there's no point of sort of committing to things much ahead in it.